Yeah, let's go, boys. Grounded 2 is here. Preparing shaders. Preparing even more shaders. If you ever played Grounded, it's basically a game where you're a kid who's very small. You are shrunk to the size of about a spider. And your goal is to build a fort and survive as long as you can, crafting items and foraging everything around you. You can make your way through labs to try and figure out what the hell is going on and why you're the size of a bug. Simple story, good setting, solid progression. People liked this game. Myself and many others thought it was pretty solid. Like Grounded 2, when this game came out, it was early access, so there was many problems and there was loads more to be added to the game. Although, unlike the first Grounded, this game runs like an absolute nightmare. As soon as I hopped out of this chair, I instantly knew right away. I flicked my mouse once and I felt it. 40 FPS, baby, let's go. So I want you to keep in mind that this game did auto-detect me on Epic, which is the max settings, and a 100% render scale. So keeping in mind my specs on screen, I decided to drop the resolution down to about 87% and put the graphics on high. And here I was still getting about 62 FPS, which isn't great. I ended up sitting on about 80 render scale on high, getting around 75 to 80 FPS. This is, I guess, just what you gotta do when you don't have FSR. I know, don't get me wrong, the game looks nice, it looks good, but I'm just gonna be honest, it doesn't look that much more nice than the first Grounded does. With my PC settings, you can run the first Grounded on max settings, max resolution scale, and you'll probably get around 140 FPS. Yeah, let's go, boys. Wu-Chang's not the only one. We got 2 unoptimized releases. Do yourself a favor and come back and buy the game next year when the game has more content and polished. The game looks great, but runs like ass. Combat and mechanics are way more improved than the first, so either play for the first game if you haven't, or hold off. This game needs way more time in the oven. Right now, the game is literally unplayable unless you have a top-of-the-line computer due to its overwhelmingly poor optimization. I played through all of Grounded with my brother and friends, and now I'm the only one who can't run the game without crashing. I'm not refunding, and I'm only going to leave a thumbs down until they fix the code enough so that the average player can actually play and enjoy the game. Constant crashing and freezing, I'm playing on low settings, and there's no getting around it. I've been kicked off like 8 times. Please fix this. And you're going to have the cornballs telling you that your opinion is invalid because this game's early access, and early access is so players can figure out problems like this. Well, Jimmy, it's kind of hard to tell the devs what's wrong with the game when they can't even play the game, right? I mean, just guys, let's be honest. The VRAM usage is through the roof. If you're chilling on medium settings, you're probably seeing 8 to 12 gigabytes of VRAM usage. That is crazy for a cartoony game. And I mean, hey, if you can get your FPS to go above 50, that's great. But you're still going to suffer from constant freezing whenever you load into a new biome, or it freezes sometimes when you craft a new item or attack a random enemy. It's not compiled properly. I've heard in multiplayer there's tons of crashes and freezes. One player mentions that after disconnecting while playing with his friend, when he rejoined, his backpack was completely empty and all his items had just completely vanished. Keep in mind that while I'm going hard on this game, these are mostly fixable and probably are only going to remain issues for now. One player on Reddit says, I have an RTX 4070 and Intel Core i5-14500K. When playing on epic settings, I get 30 FPS in the lab and 10 when outside. When playing on high settings, I get around 40 FPS in the lab and 30 to 20 FPS outside. Anything below this is not accepted. Myself and my friend are suffering from the exact same issue with the same specs. Is there any way to fix this? It is unplayable. I don't know, man, you might just have to get an RTX 5090 because Unreal Engine 5 is proving to be quite the treat for us gamers. I'm actually quite shocked at how well my game performed considering my specs comparing to everyone else's, but I just wish we could all play, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, optimization aside, I really like this game. The only thing I don't really overly love about this game is it's the same grass, the same dry grass, a lot of the same bugs. Don't get me wrong, there's tons of new weapons, there's mounts, there's so many new bugs, lots of new features you'll enjoy. But just the opening it's the exact same as Grounded. You're going to pick up the same items, you're going to craft the same things, you're going to build the same house. Although there's loads of different biomes with tons of different items in each, I just wish the starting area was a little bit more unique and different than the first game. It just feels like I'm doing the same chores. But it's not bad. I love it. I like the stuff. I just wish it was a little bit different. One of the major and biggest changes from Grounded 2 is that you no longer have to carry around a bunch of stupid tools that take up all your inventory space. This is a quality of life masterpiece, having all of your tools combined into one, and they don't even take up a single inventory slot. Not to mention how much faster you gather items, and it just overall feels a lot less tedious having to get things. Things are a lot closer together. You never really find yourself having to run to a very specific spot to grab one thing. It's all pretty close. In the early game, if you're looking for an item that you need to craft something with, you're going to find it pretty easily. It's not as tedious as the first game. Another thing I'm really enjoying so far is the story is a lot deeper and more fleshed out. In the first Grounded game, you're kind of just thrown into the world, and all you know is that you're miniature. You basically have to look for a lot of the objectives yourself and put a lot of the pieces together by yourself. When your shaders finally finish loading, you're introduced to Omnint Technologies, a company. A very nice and simple cutscene that lets you know exactly what's going on from start to beginning. No bullshit. Here's who we are, here's what we did, and here's what you're doing now. Whoa, what is that? Anyway, after the assassination of our favorite clanker, Burgle, you wake up in a lab, miniaturized, but you are not unfamiliar with this. These are the same characters from the first game. This isn't their first roundabout, they know what they're doing. You find Burgle trapped, being held hostage, and he tasks you with returning to him and saving him. You'll eventually meet Sloan, who is the new CEO of Omnint Industries, and she eventually tasks you with receiving somebody else as well. And there you go, you're thrown right out open into the world. I haven't played much, I'm only about 4 or 5 hours in, but from what I've played, I'm having such a good time. Lots of new weapons, lots of new attack styles, lots of new areas. The new map is way better than the old map in my opinion so far. And once you unlock a mount, the world becomes a lot nicer to traverse. The best news about this game so far is that it seems to be doing pretty well on Xbox and running extremely well on Xbox. The PC players seem to have been left out again this time around. Let's get a round of applause for Unreal Engine 5 games on PC. Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think of Grounded 2 down below if you've been playing it, because I think most people are loving it as long as their system can handle it. And again, I love this game, I'll say it, but it's very depressing only being able to get 70 frames on my computer. It's pretty unacceptable for it to be in this state, but hey, it's early access, guys, so don't worry, they'll fix it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.